So here's a game. We have 3 survivors who are on PC, and 1 who's on either console or Windows Store. But, you know, one of the 5 players on Windows Store. So the Kate here, I believe she is doing the Adept Kate challenge, so she only has Kate's 3 unique perks, which aren't very good perks, to say the least. I believe she has Windows of Opportunity as her best one, which only works when it's with other perks and you're, you know, good at looping and stuff. It can be quite helpful. I personally enjoy it. And some large streamers also really enjoy it. But her other 2, which are Dance With Me and Boil Over, aren't that great. So we load in. I cut the load time because it's like 20 years of Lobby Simulator, because it's Dead by Daylight. So we get Badum Preschool 2, which is the most survivor-sided Badum because of the amount of pallets, that especially surrounding Shack, there's a bunch of pallets and stuff. So Badum 2 is the worst one as a killer, in case you're wondering. They're all bad as killer, but 2 is the worst. Not that I can really even tell the difference, but I don't know. Yeah, see, there's pallet here, there's a bunch of, I see scratch marks. It takes me like 5 minutes to find her. I'm like, I see something, but where? Did I just walk past her? I might just walk past her there. Like, it's crazy rewatching my own videos and being like, where are the survivors? I hit that bush there because I've had multiple times where I've walked into a bush and the collision turns out to actually just be a hiding survivor. There's Fang. These survivors were pretty solid, I'd say. Like, I'd say these were pretty solid survivors. The Kate was probably the weakest link, and of course she's the one who complains, because that's how it tends to be with survivors. This is when I just unlocked Strido, so I'm not super used to it. So I was a little at an exit phase there. Got that. I believe David comes up and sappos this hook, which was actually pretty good, but there's another hook on the other side, so yeah. So I just go and hook her over here. It really just alerts me that there's another survivor there. That's all it does. Cause yeah, I go around, I look around for barbecue, see someone over there, but don't really care. Because I know that there's someone not too far who just saboed that hook. So I kind of look around. Don't immediately see anyone. So I go towards that gen, hoping to pop it. Yep. Yep, she gets unhooked as soon as I leave the area. I got Kate, who stayed on that gen way too long, considering. I get Discord messages, I stand still at the window to see what she does. Walks back in. So she uses a deception on me, which actually I believe actually works. Yeah, because I didn't have line of sight, and I've had people just jump into lockers before. Because they think I can't see them. Really, I should have just popped this gen when I had pop-up and given up on the Kate, but I didn't. That was my mistake. Especially because she has a med kit, which she makes use of. I see people on this. David and Fang. Makes sense. I don't want to go for the Fang, but she is a little too easy, so I just get a hit. I would rather get the David. Yeah, see, I just started using Strider on a few matches ago, so I get a little confused with it. I've gotten used to it by now, but it definitely confuses you at first. But now when I play other killers, other than Spirit without Strider, I get confused then. It's a vicious cycle, I guess. So now, yeah, I like to run Strider on all my killers. The tree got in the way, unfortunately. Didn't turn the camera. Standing still to watch which way he goes. He goes around. I get a hit. He was good, didn't throw the pallet. He was good because that pallet comes in handy later. And I get him here. He decided to slow ball back up the pallet. For some reason. I'm not really sure why, but what do I know? I don't play very good Survivor, so. I'm very good at running into walls and the killer. Sometimes I accidentally loop things the way the killer loops. like as a killer you would loop. It's pretty entertaining. But because I'm like a rank like 14 survivor, it doesn't usually always matter. Because the killers are usually around that rank too. Although there's sometimes, I'm sure you know, with Dead by Daylight matchmaking. So Kate was walking. Even though she went for the whoosh. I guess maybe that's why she was walking, but logically, like obviously the I see the Feng again and know that she doesn't have D-Strike and that she's not the strongest player. I don't say that to be mean. She's better than me. As a survivor, at least. Still a little questionable, this rider. I think I end up getting her here. She might have, no, she doesn't get hurt. But yeah, the Feng was the weak link, I would say. The Feng and the Kate were the weak ones. Which, again, is fine. They're still red rank, and I'm still, like, yellow rank as we go for survivors, so, you know. Someone is healing there. The Kate, I'd assume she has a med kit, and I would yeah, it is the Kate. I see her, but she's gone. I kind of figured they'd go back to the gen, and they do, because she was healing right there, right? It's the David, though. I use my pop here. We're going to chase him. He stays at the pallet, which is the brightest move. It works for him because, again, I'm confused with my Strider. Yeah, Strider. When you first start using Strider, it just, like, confuses the heck out of you. See, this pallet came in handy for him. Yeah, I just confused myself so bad. There we go. I just got him with the tip of the blade there. Especially David's, because David is a very loud survivor. And David at 150% is just like... I see barbecue there, and I see someone on that far gen, but like, it's too far to even do much about it right now. Especially when someone's coming this way. This Claudette is very solid. This Claudette was probably the best on the team. I just stand still. I'm taking phase. I'm being a jerk about it. I don't do that anymore, but I used to because it was hilarious. It's still hilarious. Now I only do it if I am planning on giving hatch, and it's just because it's really funny to watch them jump into you. But yeah, I don't do it as an actual technique anymore. I did it here though, and like Claudette, she's the blendie. Just disappears. I see Feng there, I believe. Yep. She's on death hook, I know, so I can continue chasing her. And then the Claudette will get the David, but he's also going to be on death hook once she gets off. I go back to hook here, which probably isn't the best option. I think I want to get a hit on the Claudette. Because then I guess I could slug David and get the Claudette, but this Claudette is very solid. Very good. She knows when to wait, when to hold, and she's good. Solid player there. Props to Claudette. I get rid of this because the Claudette was playing really well earlier. Especially considering I'm Spirit. Dead hard, clever. I should have saw that coming, to be honest. Yeah, he was smart to wait, but he doesn't have dead hard anymore, so I'm gonna go down in here. He's tried to hide, but he's a David, Strider, and I think, yeah, I take my chances for a D-Strike. He didn't have it, unfortunately. Honestly, I went back just for a hit in that club because I want my barbecue stacks. I very much prioritize barbecue. I see two people, someone's on that gen there. So they're gonna hear the whoosh, so they'll start running. But I want to pop it. Someone, yeah, put that pallet down earlier. Like, I think it was the Kate. She went in anxiety, like panicked and put it down. I think to panic through it, whatever you want to call it. They 3-gen themselves here, which is honestly how I won. I probably wouldn't because that Claudette, again, very solid player. Honestly, Kate probably should have just ran in the first place immediately because I can see the grass moving even if she's walking. And I can hear her still. So I listen, see what she does. She goes this way, I miss somehow. I always misgauge. Like, when I first started playing Spirit, I misgauged my... I still do. Pretty regularly. I get the Kate down. Haven't actually hooked her yet. I've downed her, but I haven't hooked her. Or I've injured her, but I haven't hooked her. See, she has boil over. You can see in the corner there. By my perks in the bottom right. It just makes me wiggle side to side a bit more. Put her on the hook. Pop the gem. Like, I probably would not have won this game if they didn't 3-gen themselves here. And I didn't have Pop. Like, Pop, corrupt, like, my perk saved me. Which, I mean, is pretty common. That's how this game works. I see Fang, I go for it, but she had a better reaction time, which is good, because she's also on Death Hook. No pallet, because it was dropped early. That's another really good pallet that appears on Pattern 2. So get her on the vault. It looks like she might have had Lithe. I think she had Lithe there. I hear her. I get her. She was camping the pallet, but, you know, I have ears, and I'm starting to get the hang of Strider. She fell, like, not into the pallet, so I don't really risk a pallet save as much. Put her on the hook, and she's dead. I see the two of them are together, and they just healed up too. I just kept the gen because I want to make sure everything's kind of reset. I see Claudette, and I'm like, wow, I want my last barbecue stack, because that is what I prioritize. She is chasing me around. I started the phase because she kind of panicked through. I'm waiting to see if I can see grass move. Yeah. It looks like we kind of both mind-gamed ourselves, and it worked out for me in the end. But I think, yeah, we mind-gamed ourselves, and in the end mind-gamed each other in the same way. She also has boil over, which I thought was interesting. Because, again, I don't understand. This perk isn't very good. I had to do one thing where they were wiggling on the... See, I see Kate in the basement there. Since it's probably, like, it's obvious that I have barbecue. If you're at red ranks and you don't, first of all, A, assume the killer has barbecue, or notice that they go to you, like, people know how, you can recognize that the killer is barbecue. So I go, I see her. Bolts. I stand still to watch what she does. I should use my husk to block the window here. Yeah, because I confuse myself. Drops that. Fair enough. I break it, so you can use it later. Claudette's on the hook anyway, so I got all the time in the world to chase him. And then, mind you, she just tried to hide against the spirit of Strider. And before anyone says, oh, she didn't know you had Strider. Yeah, you can tell when someone has Strider. You can very much tell because your character is louder. Like, if you have Iron Will, your character will make noise still. And if you don't have Iron Will, which she doesn't, you will be much louder than regular. Like, I can tell. Everyone can tell, trust me. You can tell. So yes, she just tried to hide. And also, if I'm playing Spirit, you should assume I've got good headphones. So she went, hid in the basement. Didn't immediately leave the basement when the other person got hooked. Which you should have done. I get to rank 1 for this. I pip up and get to rank 1. So I get the achievement you'll see up there. There were 2D strikes. And then I'm always say GG, well played, because, you know, I'm nice. And then the Kate, Jesus Christ, she was so fucking bad. Why were you doing gens when I got caught? And then the, I got question mark, and the Claudette one, I did 3 gens, LOL. Which I totally believe that Claudette was solid. And I'm like, I'm just gonna add that I caught you in the basement. She's like, we fucking lost at 1 gen left. There was 1 gen left, WTF, and yeah, and the Claudette goes, 1 in the house, 1 next to Shack, and 1 in the middle of the school. And I said, you guys 3 gen yourselves, and I had And I had mobility plus pop, which again, spirit. I give her a thumbs down for being mean to her team, as if it does anything. Yeah, I said rude to everyone, including teammates. And she's like, wow, great, now I gotta do this with these stupid perks with Kate again, LMAO. Like, okay. Not my problem. You blamed everyone else, so... Yeah, not my fault. Your team was solid, because they were. Your team was fine, they were solid. They had the team was solid. Claudette was the best, I'd say. She's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody talking to you. And I'm just like, LMFAO. Because, like, what? Okay. Alright. The Claudette's like, I didn't see the spirit leave the school. And that's probably because I, phased out a few times. I phased in now. I did go into school, obviously, or she didn't see it. And I said, solid team. You're the only one I caught in the basement. You know, that's how some people